So, Calin Georgescu, welcome back to the Freeman Report.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, James. Thank you.
Right, the first, Calin, congratulations on getting this far. Obviously, we spoke back in October when we did an interview. Quite a few months before the actual elections, and things have moved on quite a bit from there. How do you feel about everything and the way everything's gone over the past few months?
Well, it's a fantastic progress in a sense that the Romanian people, it's amazing how fast receive these developments in a sense that he is totally aware about the situation which was happening in Romania. Now it's a revolutionary situation in Romania, honestly speaking. And people are aware the fact that this was a coup d'etat order from abroad and implemented by the Romanian oligarch system here. And of course, as everybody knows, because it's surround the world and everybody is talking about this the subject, the second round of the elections they was illegally and unconstitutionally cancelled. And of course, this we are talking about that the vote was stolen from the people. And honestly speaking, this is the first time when this happened in not only in Europe, James. I guess that was the first time when it's happened in the world. That to have the elections, to start the election, by the way, and in the same day to stop the elections from the reason that we have suspicions then that was a Russian interference. Of course, everything is happening is there are Russian interference.
Yeah, of course. Um,
So yes,
you know,
this is happened. Yeah.
and Kayleen, when I interviewed back in October, I remember at the time. I mean, I obviously did my research before we met, and at the time you weren't polling in any of the national polls. Obviously, you're not part of a political party in Romania, and I remember you saying in the interview that you knew you had the backing of the Romanian people. And I have to be honest, at the time I was thinking, well, everybody is always optimistic about their chances in an election. But you seem so confident. And so I was overwhelmed when you clearly won by a long shot that first stage of the elections. What can I just ask? What gave you the confidence? How did you know that you had the support of the Romanian
Yes,
people?
very, very good question, honestly speaking, James. So look, of course, I am part of the people, of the Romanian people. I am part of this family. And even myself, and of course, I fully understood, which is not only Romania, everywhere, that in general, the political parties, they made wrong steps. And we arrive in a position not very good, honestly speaking, not very good at all. Social, economic, we have a lot of
Hmm.
uh, debt, debts, and a lot of loans as well, and a lot of poverty, critical situation on education, critical situation on the health um, frame here in Romania. So we have a lot of problems, a lot of problems, and also there are one a countries inside the boundary and another countries outside the boundary. You know very well, in UK we discuss about more than 1 million Romanian people
Yeah.
in United Kingdom. So it's quite a significant number, James. And the people, they left the country not for the because there are good things. They left the country because they want to express their creativity, to express their hands. They want to one they want clear and results money from their work. So, with other words, we have a lot of problems, and this is because the politicians, they didn't make their job. Moreover, very important point, all the time they are speaking about Europe. We are member of European Union. We are pro-European, fine, but the results are zero. So
Mm.
all the time we discuss here about a lot of problems of corruptions. Corruption is on the list, on the top list of all the debates that are happening in Romania. And for this reason, based on your question, I totally decide to go just with the Romanian people. And we won. In the end of the day, we won the first round. And the second round, the estimation, they were almost 70%, which in fact was fully demonstrated by the second round when it was started already, because on Friday, the 6th December, the second round was started. There were almost, James, almost 40,000, 45,000 already people which they expressed their vote outside of the country, of course. And in the afternoon of Friday, December 6th, the government canceled the vote. And of course, this is like not only a democracy, they kill the democracy, they kill, in fact, the main right of the people, the vote. And this is a precedent. This I want to underline in our interview today. It's a precedent which can happen everywhere in the world, because we have seen the situation, all of us in Germany, correct?
Yeah.
We have seen the situation in France as well. And of course, is not a good thing, what is going on in Romania. But besides these things, it's also a precedent in a good manner, because around the world, all the countries, they are talking about the Romanian people, which they express, and they express the gratitude for us, for the Romanian people, because simply the Romanian people, they made Romania great again with the subject that we are here. We decide with our vote what we want. You are not the politicians and the political parties, you decide for us. And this is very important for everybody. And we know how is the situation in the country, and the people, again, they express their position very, very straight and very strong, in a sense that we are looking for a big shift. We are looking for to change what? To change, James, to change the system, not to change the people. We are looking to change the system. And this is very important, what I'm telling you to you today. And by the way, in this situation, they are not talking about the government, of course, the politicians. They are not talking about the second round, to be repeated again. They are talking about the new elections, which they propose to be in the month of May this year. But new elections are a fraud even bigger than what's happened with the second round. So it's absolutely a critical situation. It's a dictatorship, if I can say. It's the same situation as we know, all of us in Belarus, you know very well the situation, which absolutely is similar. And of course, myself in this situation, probably you'll ask me what you did so far. Of course, my lawyers, they asked the Romanian court, but more than that, we were to the international court, European court. And Venice court already yesterday, they give to us a very positive answer, in a sense that Venice court said there are not evidence, no evidence related with why the government canceled the elections, which is fantastic. Please.
Yeah, and we'll get onto that, all of that in a moment, Colleen. But first of all, why do you think, what do you think are the key reasons why whoever it is, whether it's the EU, whether it's NATO, why is it that they fear you so much? What policies specifically are they worried about? Is it about the NATO base that they want to place in Romania? Is it the fact that they're worried that you'll take Romania out of the EU? What is it they're really worried about, Colleen?
Yeah, James, Romanian people are totally, how I can say, frankly speaking, are okay, are comfortable that we are member of European Union, we are member of NATO. In fact, nobody complain about that. But what we can complain is that the life is very bad. So, with another words, you have to negotiate in all these clubs, let's say, okay? Romania first. What is good for me as country? What is important for me as country? What is a benefit for me as Romanian people? What is good and what is not? What is bad for me? I mean, you have to analyze very clear this, to make a very strict evaluation. Exactly this I said myself. I don't say we don't want to be anymore in
Yeah.
these clubs. No, I said fine, it's okay. We are happy, but we have to evaluate the situation in a sense. What are the benefits for the Romanian people? Because here we are again. The life is not good at all. We are looking for the welfare. We are looking for the security of our family. We are looking for education. We are looking for our children. We have to protect our children. The health situation, which is the disaster as well. So we don't play games. This is the answer of the Romanian people. We don't play games. So
And
we need our life back.
yeah, and Colleen, so, it sounds like you want to negotiate Romania's position with the EU, with NATO, and with these other international organizations. Do you think that they fear? I mean, what you sound serious. I'm assuming that, if you sat at the table with the EU and they said, no, sorry, this is the way it is, you like it or lump it, you look like the kind of man that would say, well, okay, well, we leave the table then. You must have a position that you're prepared to take if the EU, if you become president and the EU say, well, no, this is the deal you have, and that's all that's on the table. Would you be prepared to walk away from the table with the EU?
I am prepared just to negotiate what is the best for my people. This I am prepared. I am very well prepared for that. The rest, I have no interest. This means that I put Romania first. I put my interest of my people first. I put the welfare of Romanian people first. Because otherwise, we are staying in the same situation as before. And I remember to you, particularly because you are British, and we know the countries which they found, they put the milestone basis for European Union, and what's happened with UK a few years ago. They left European Union. Okay, it's not the case to discuss this subject today, but in any case, they have to understand that we are happy to be in European Union, but we have to negotiate the best for Romanian people. This is a very
Yeah.
important point.
Yeah.
We are member of NATO, again, is fine. It's a defensive organization. We are happy to be there. It's very well. But we have to negotiate what are our benefits, not only in words, facts, evidence. Exactly, James, as for European Union. So in the moment when I said we negotiate, for sure, we shall negotiate the real things for the benefit of Romanian people. And more than that, each project, because your question was very good, each project have to respect the sovereignty of our country. Each project, which we are doing together with European Union. No other things, no bullshit, no different things.
Yeah, and I think that's where lies the problem because I think these international organizations, Colleen, they don't respect sovereignty, and having someone stand in front of them and saying you must respect the sovereignty of the Romanian people, I think that is what they fear in you, Colleen. Now, there's strong evidence the EU was the entity which put pressure on the Constitutional Court in Romania to cancel the elections. There was an interview with RMC, or it was on RMC on the 10th of January this year with former EU Commissioner Thierry Breton, where he stated, let's enforce our laws in Europe when they are at risk of being circumvented and when they could, if not enforced, lead to interference. We did it in Romania and we will do it, obviously, if necessary, in Germany. Now, he was referring to the German elections up and coming. And I guess the implication is there that if the AfD did too well, that they would cancel the
Exactly.
elections there. What are your thoughts on that?
You have seen that the people are on the street in Germany today. You have seen that. Yeah. So we, in fact, the corruption, in fact, was exposed with this situation because everybody, not only Romania, in Europe, in Germany, particularly also in France, the corruption was exposed, and the people they have seen how is the reality behind the politician, or the political parties' walls. And of course, the sovereignty is coming up. And there are a lot of examples you have seen. Also in Italy, yeah, in some points. In Croatia, you have seen also the situation. In Hungary with Viktor Orban. So it's not easy for them. I can understand, but we are in a platform of sovereignty, led by some leaders already, started with President Trump and Vice President Vance, also with Elon Musk, also with Viktor Orban, with Meloni, and others. Also in Argentina with Milei, correct?
Yeah, yeah.
So we have some good examples which show to us that we are already on the pipeline of the changements. We are in the pipeline of the big shift. It's a new era, and everybody is aware about that. We are feeling that will be changed totally everything in a new system. And of course, the resistance of the old system, which is also today still in Romania, it's obviously we can understand. It's not easy. We discuss about almost more than 50, 80 years already from the communist regime until now was the same system. Yeah, they changed the communism with capitalism, but was the same situation, not different. So we have to don't give up. We have to faith, to be sure about what we are doing, to continue this work and this fight for our democracy, for our families, for our children. And of course, we shall impose our respect, first of all, to respect ourselves first. And this I have seen this situation, James. I have seen in Germany today, there are a lot of people on the street. I have seen in France as well. I have seen in Serbia, even that is not in European Union, but I have seen the situation of the people. I mean, the people, they are looking for change, but a real change. Even in UK, you know very well the situation, which I have seen also with my eyes. I mean, the people, they are desperate that someone, which in fact are the politicians, they stolen not only the vote, as in Romania, made already, they stolen their life. So the state, in fact, is running based on our taxes. what we are paying to the state, they are running their job, whatever they work. And we cannot see facts, we cannot see evidence. And we have to be aware that for us it's important to have our life back. We are looking for our dignity, for our honor, and particularly you are looking for our security of our families and for our nation. We discuss about nation. We discuss about multipolar dimension, not unipolar situation. And President Trump launched very well this situation. You know very well how many changements we have seen after the January 20, after the official nomination and confirmation of President Trump and Vance in Washington, and will be a snowball effect, James. This I want to say to you in the end. We shall see a snowball effect everywhere, and particularly in Europe as well.
Amen to that, Calin, definitely. How corrupt do you think the European Union is as an entity?
You know, James, this is a very complicated question, not because we need hours and hours and many days, many days to respond to your question. The most important are the results. You know, if we don't see the evidence, and we didn't see, this does mean that something is wrong there. You know, I mean, we have for Romania, from European Union, different type of projects, which first of all, they are not necessary for us. We have other priorities, as I told you, education, healthy system, infrastructure, which is a disaster in Romania. Okay. And more than that, all the time, the government sold our institutions.
Yeah.
You know, they sold the rail train, they sold the roads, they sold the the land. All the time they, I mean, what is going on? I mean, where we are in this picture, because it's our land, it's our life, it's our country. Why you have to sell? And all the time they are looking for loans, and we have a lot of debts, of course. In this moment, of course, more or less, but we have more than 200 billions. So what is going on here? I mean, where we are. And besides that, all the time, the Romanian people, they want to work outside. They are living outside. Why? Because there are not place for work here. The budget system is too high, too big, more than 1 million, which is not necessary people. The small and medium enterprise, all the time they cancel a lot of them. They try to destroy them. And the most important, you know very well, is in any society, there are the small and medium enterprises, the private property, the productive private property, which permanently I'm looking for, and I insist to have a large scale and spread productive property in Romania. We receive a lot of food from outside, which is incredible. I mean, we receive more than 90% of the food is coming from outside via the big corporations. And Romania can be the main producer for food for all the Europe. So there are question marks and very complicated things to understand why the government made this, and not the current government, all the governments in these 35 years. So for this reason, exactly as you asked me for, the Romanian people say, no, stop.
Yes.
We are looking for another system, particularly economical one.
Now, Calin, you've approached the European Court
Yes.
of Human Rights to challenge the decision by the Constitutional Court to cancel the elections. What has been the response you've got from the court?
For the moment, we received from Venice Court a very positive answer, very positive, just yesterday or 2 days before. And in this answer, Venice Court underlined that there are not evidence for why the government canceled the elections. This
Yeah,
is
no, let's just for the viewers, I'm just going to
please.
so the evidence that was put against you is that you're a pro-Putin, far-right nationalist, that Russia helped you in an illegal campaign, and that you relied on undeclared funding via right-wing influencers. That's
Yeah,
what the legacy media is kind of
yeah,
saying are the reasons they were cancelled. But you're saying there's no evidence whatsoever.
exactly. This was the legacy media in Romania. That's it's correct. And Venice court said no, there are not evidence on this side. Doesn't exist such a things. So, with another words, it's clear the recommendation to come back to the second round. Of course, this is just one of the court. We ask also in Strasbourg, in Cedo. We ask also in Luxembourg. So we were already to all the international justice institutions. This I want to underline to you in this interview. And for this reason, I said in the early beginning that I am more pro-European than politicians because they don't ask anything. They don't want to work with European institutions. And for this reason, I said, what you are doing in fact, in Europe, you just for fun or for what you said that you are pro-European if you are not working with European
Mm.
institutions. And also, of course, we are looking for the European Parliament as well. So we will continue to speak with all these institutions and to send our file and our position in order to come back to our democratic system.
And so, do you think, Colleen, that at the moment it looks like there's going to be another election in May, like you've said, but is there any chance at all that a European court will actually say that actually no, that was unconstitutional to cancel the elections? I mean, is there any chance at all that we go back to the original running order?
Um, I can tell you, first of all, new elections are a fraud, even bigger. We cannot accept new elections. This is number one. And number two, European courts, for sure, they will come with a decision, not only recommendation and not only evidence, that in fact there are not evidence as a
Yeah.
legacy media and the government give to me so far. So the situation is very clear. I am for the truth and only for the truth. The Romanian people is the same. I have nothing to cover or to say other things. So I'm absolutely sure about what we are doing, what we promote. And I'm totally confident that sooner or later, the truth will be on the table and everybody will know, not only Romania, but around the world, they will know the situation, what has happened, and in a negative sense, that again was a precedent for other countries, for other situations. Exactly what's happening in Germany, which we have seen. Exactly what's happening in France. So it's not an easy situation for all of us. So I am looking for the international support, which is not only for Romania, it's for a cause, James. This is
Yeah.
my message today. We have to be all of us together because it's for our cause, for our dignity, for our democracy. If it's democracy, have to be democracy. And the most important point in the democracy is the right of the vote. My right to be inside this process, and of course the right to be voted by others if I am the candidate. In the moment when the government canceled the election illegally again and unconstitutionally, and the Constitutional Court of Romania decides, you know, in, or replace 9 million voters, so 9%, the group of the Constitutional Court decide for 9 million. How is possible that? I mean, it's amazing. I mean, it's something which is wrong totally here. And this demonstrates, James, in the end of our interview, I can tell you, this demonstrates that the corruption was exposed. So
Yeah.
this is a victory which we have so far.
Yeah, no, Colleen, I know you've got to run in a second. I've just got a couple more questions for you. Because this isn't the first time that we've seen democracy under attack in Romania. Just going back to October last year, the Romanian Constitutional Court upheld a request to block Diana Sosaka, who was leader of SOS Romania. The court actually blocked her from standing in the elections altogether.
It's a different situation. It's
But
a
are you
totally
worried? Are you worried that at some point the Constitutional Court, because it's clear, Colleen, that I think, all the polls are suggesting that even if we have a rerun of this, that you're going to win. Is there any danger, do you think, that the Constitutional Court will just try and block you from running altogether?
it's very dangerous situation, of course, but here we discuss in my situation about the Romanian people behind me, which is totally different. I'm I have the support of the Romanian people, quite massive. But definitely, the Constitutional Court is not good at all because we discuss about state inside another state. you know, it's
Yeah,
someone who
yeah.
decide exactly as I told you, 9 people decide for 9 million, which is you don't need to to know what is going on.
Okay, and finally, Colleen, obviously America have a new administration, which is very, very different from the previous administration, the
Exactly,
Biden administration.
very different. Yeah,
Now, early in December, the Biden administration released a statement supporting the investigation into Russian interference in the elections and implied that it would be a bad thing for the US and its interests if a new president changed Romania's relationship with NATO or the EU. So it was a very very negative, biased sort of statement about what had happened in the context of them cancelling, and also your candidacy. Have you had any direct or indirect contact with the new administration? And if so, or even if not, what do you think their position is on the elections and you as a candidate?
thank you. Indeed, I have a relationship with a new administration, which is of course is totally different by the previous one. Nevertheless, that all the accusation may give to Trump at the time are the same accusation addressed to me, particularly
Yeah.
related with the Russian interference, which when you in the moment when someone is not good for the politicians, definitely he has a Russian interference. Is totally copy paste the accusation for Trump, the accusation for me. Absolutely copy paste. They changed the name Trump with Georgescu, but in fact are the same accusation. And of course, James, thank you very much for your question. Of course, I'm looking for the support from President Trump and Vice President Vance in this situation, because in fact, we discuss not only about my name and my position, we discuss about the democracy in the world. Besides that, Romania has a very real and partner in real partnership with United States. So we discuss, let's say, long time cooperation. And of course, we are looking as partner to to support exactly in the direction which put the flag, the real flag of democracy in White House after the January 20. So we are looking for the same flag here in Romania. So of course, I'm looking for the support in this direction from the President Trump administration. Thank you.
And have you, just finally, have you had any indications that the US will speak up on this, as you know, the actual administration itself, and not necessarily about your candidacy, but about the elections, because so
Oh,
far,
yes. Oh, yes, of course. Particularly because I had some important interviews with Alex Jones, with Sean Ryan from United States. Already we receive some lines by different platforms addressed to Romanian government as well from important people. Also some, let's say, some statements made by some congressmen regarding in general the situation. But of course, the most important is to have a more clear one, but it's probably step by step. They have also their own problems. We are absolutely sure, but I am totally confident, and we have patience in order to wait the truth come on the table and come in front of our eyes, exactly as we are looking for, particularly because we are Christian people. We are totally devoted to our land and to God, and of course we are trust in the evidence of the democracy and for the real life in Romania.
Calin Georgescu, thank you so much. And
Thank you to you,
obviously,
James.
people around the world will be watching very, very closely what happens in Romania over the next few months. And I'd just like to personally wish you well in your attempt, and hopefully we'll see this crime against democracy put right.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Exactly. Thank you to you, James. Thank you.